Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Star Citizen because it is Arena Commander version 1.0, and as you might be able to tell by what you can see on your screen, the Avenger is now flyable, and so is the Cutlass Black, and every Aurora variant, and every Mustang variant, and every Hornet variant. So this is a big update. There's a lot of shit going on in this update. Let me go back in here. This is the Avengers Cockpit. Check this out. It's pretty cool. It's got a real old school feel to it. I'll go through the startup again later so you can actually hear and look and see and feel, maybe not feel, but you can get a feel of how it sounds anyway, how it looks. It's really cool. That is the main weapon, the Tiger Shriek whatever. And then these are the two Sucker Punch distortion cannons. These cannons apparently actually work by like draining the power of an enemy's ship rather than just flat out damaging them, which is pretty interesting. I haven't tested these in combat yet. I've only done a little bit of free flight. And actually there's another really cool thing that you can do in free flight, which I will show you now. So let me eject out of my Avenger here. Bye bye Avenger. I'll be back. Alright, so we are free flying, floating. Now if I hit my scroll wheel, is that a pistol I see? Yes it is. That is so cool. This only works in free flight, like in, well maybe not free flight, but in 0G. So you can't pull it out in the hangar or anything like that. But yeah, that's awesome. Let me see if I can actually do a bit of this maybe. How do I scroll around? That's how. So yeah, this is really cool. It's interesting how it focuses it. It's like it focuses the camera on the I just clicked out of the window. Something seems up with the mouse at the moment. But anyway, it's like it focuses on the weapon rather than the than what the weapon's pointing at, which is a bit odd. You see how the focus is a bit strange. But anyway, so yeah. This is just a really cool thing that I did not expect to see, basically. And DX Story seemed to stop recording there for a second. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with some of the stability with this patch. I know a lot of people still haven't even been able to get into the game. It seems to be a fairly rocky launch of this version, or this patch, to be honest. I mean, I've noticed it keeps alt-tabbing me to the desktop every now and then. I've got no idea why. Anyway, let's go back to the hangar if I can. Yeah, I have to go back to the hangar so that I can go into a Vendel Swarm match. I'm not going to try multiplayer because apparently it's just not working. People are having a lot of trouble finding matches and everything like that. So I'll just test out the Avenger in Vendel Swarm. But so there's some other cool stuff that's been added. There's some new weapons types that are, and I think components as well. Kind of the problem with this is that they're only available in the Voyager Direct store, which means you're purchasing them with UAC. The problem with that is that the only way you get UAC is by buying it, basically. I mean, CIG has given people like 10,000 UAC at some point in the past. I can't remember how long ago that was. And, you know, you've still got the UAC that you get from starting the game as well, like from your package. But the fact is a single gun can cost like 16,000 UAC. So it's all very expensive at the moment, and personally, I'm not buying any of it. So those weapons are kind of out of reach until CIG implements the way of earning UEC in game that they've talked about doing. But anyway, that's further down the road anyway. So that's, like I said, new components and stuff. That's pretty cool. There's also a new signature and noise system. This is all about kind of missiles and detecting enemy ships. So the way I understand it, and I'll put a link to the post that kind of explains it all. But the way I understand it is that basically you like everything generates a certain signal, and the maps have a kind of background noise and everything as well. And so a missile will lock onto a ship's signal. And the way the countermeasures work is they kind of generate a bunch of noise around the ship so that the missile gets confused. It's kind of a complex system, or maybe not that complex, but I haven't fully wrapped my head around it yet because I haven't actually tried it. So I'm just looking at this guy's dead zombie face. It's a bit weird. Anyway, so let's go into Arena Commander, and I'll load into Vandal Swarm. And hopefully we'll actually be able to see, I didn't show it to you in free flight, but we should be able to see the signal and the noise interfaces on the HUD. And speaking of the HUD interface and everything, that's also been kind of worked around. So there's kind of just a better HUD interface basically. It's the default controls are a little bit odd. It's like, you know, press the home button to access it, I think, or something like that. So it's a little bit strange, but it does work. It works a lot better than how it used to, I think. So that's pretty cool. And there's so much to talk about with this patch. There's so many things that have been changed and everything. I'm not going to be able to cover all of it, but yeah, the big stuff is pretty interesting. So the way these new missiles work could be really cool as well. Apparently, like I've heard people saying from the people who have managed to get into games or whatever, that the missiles may be kind of overpowered. Again, I'm not sure of that myself, but that's something we'll just have to kind of wait and see, I guess. I mean, obviously all of these stats and everything that things have been given have been, they're not set in stone, so it can all be changed in the future. And when they say they've done a full balance pass over the weapons that we've got at the moment, but at the same time, this is very early in the game's development, so those values are likely to not stay the same, basically. Which is, I guess, is another reason not to spend money on the Voyager Direct stuff right now, just because what you get now may not be what you get in the future. And there goes my guys off in the distance. Okay, so you can see, if you look at this, I've got Warlord targeted, you can see he's generating EM, IR, and CS. Those are all his types of signal, I believe. And you can see with me on the bottom left and the bottom right of the screen, I think that's the EM and IR signals that I'm generating as well. So yeah, so let's go after one of these Vandal. I haven't, oh god, this is a bit laggy. I haven't done any combat at all yet in this version of Arena Commander. And let me actually just press the left Alt key, which means that my weapons won't be linked to TrackIR, because I find that really annoying. This is so sensitive. After coming from playing a bit of Elite, it's a big difference to how the ships fly. It doesn't help that it's fairly low frame rate at the moment as well. So the Avenger seems to be very maneuverable at the moment, like highly maneuverable, which isn't quite what I expected of it, to be honest. I thought it would kind of be a bit more lumbering. Oh god. Well, I'm not quite sure what he decided to do there, but it went straight into me. This Tiger Shriek cannon doesn't seem to do a lot of damage. Oh, no, I seem to be spectating one of my wingmen. That's interesting. Oh, what happened there? There's a lot of strange things happening right now. Oh, and there we go. Connection error. Alright. I'm going to have to restart the game, so I guess I'll see you guys when I'm back in. Okay, we're back. I'm not going to go back into Vandal Swarm again, just because I really don't want to risk crashing while I'm doing this recording. I mean, it just took me 15 minutes to actually get a connection back to the game. So, yeah, crashing, not something I want to do. So I'm just going to quickly show you the Avenger in the holo table. So you can see we've got the Kruger Intergalactic Tiger Shriek, or whatever it's called. It's some German, I don't know. We've also got our 2 Sucker Punch distortion cannons, and we've got 2 double missile platforms. Now, the missiles, I believe, they're using the Bearing Marksman missiles at the moment. For some reason, I've got one of these Spark proximity missiles here as well. I don't know what that's from. I've also got 25mm, 35 and 60mm ammo. I don't know where all of this has come from, but it's here, so... Yep, apparently as well, the Hornet's balance that happened to it means that it's missing 1 missile rack. I think it only comes with one missile rack now. Certainly looks like it. So yeah, that's the Talon Dominators there. Can I put this one on? Maybe not. So yeah, so it looks like this version of the Hornet only has room for one missile launcher now. So and oh, hello. It no longer has the bolt turret either. That's interesting. I guess this is what happens when they add in the rest of the variants. The base variants no longer particularly useful in Arena Commander, at least not compared to the more expensive ones. Because I mean, not having that ball turret means that you've got the two laser repeaters, so there's no Gatlings by the looks of it. Interesting. I actually don't know if I can speak. I actually hadn't looked at the loadout of this at all before I started recording. So that's pretty significantly balanced downwards compared to what we had before. Well, anyway. So I was going to show you something else as well. Yeah, apparently this is sitting here as well. I don't know what this is. An Rsi Power Supply for something. I've just got random parts and components filling up my holo table now. But well, anyway, that's all very interesting. So what I'll do to finish this off is I'm going to load into Free Flight, and we'll just take a look at the HUD and how that works now, like the changing your power levels and all that sort of thing. So Broken Moon, Free Flight, that sounds good. So let me load into this and I'll see you then. Okay, there we go. And as we saw, TrackIR glitching out a little bit again. Okay, so let me press the home button, and what you might be able to see is that I now have a mouse interface that I can use. So I can, if I press, what am I pressing? F2, it lets me cycle between weapons and stuff. I'm not sure what this is actually doing, but it appears to be doing something. So that's cool. I think that's just setting groups or something for these flares. I don't really know. I haven't really looked too closely at this before, but this is one interesting thing. So this is the power. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the power simulation for thrusters has been added. So basically, the more power you give to the engines, the more faster and more maneuverable they'll be, I think. So I believe that I think Group 3 is the engines. So if I put full power down there, I think my engines should be far more responsive. I mean, you can see how much better this is than just having the old using the arrow keys or whatever. And the arrow keys do still work, so you can still control it using that. But yeah. So let me close this down by pressing that. That was pressing the home button again. And now I will just fly around a bit and put comms tab on so I don't black out immediately. So I'm not sure if it's made much of a difference, if any, by fiddling around with those power settings, but I wonder if my weapons will probably be less effective now. And it seems like I've... Okay. I was going to say it seems like I've changed my weapons groupings as well, but anyway. So these connection areas look like they're going to be a pretty constant thing. I've actually got to just turn my volume down so that I can hear things. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to end this video here. I would say this is a big patch to download, right? It's a 20 gigabyte patch. So if you've got a poor internet connection, and it looks like it's actually loading it back in, which is interesting. But if you've got a poor internet connection, this patch is going to take you a long time to download. And the stability, well, it's not particularly stable right now. So you might want to leave it a couple days or something before you actually download this. I'd imagine there's probably going to be 1 or 2 patches coming out to fix it. Although given that we're very close to Christmas now, at CIG the staff are obviously going to take a break over the holidays. So maybe it'll be like this for a little bit. Who really knows? So yeah, we'll just kind of have to wait for it to become a bit more stable, I think, at the moment. But yeah, so far I'm really liking what I'm seeing. The Avenger is a really cool ship to fly. The firepower may be slightly lacking. I guess that's something. I mean, this isn't this isn't as upgraded as it can be. There's going to be variants, and I'd imagine one of those variants is probably going to have a more significant combat loadout. But again, we'll have to wait and see for that as well. But yeah, it's a really cool patch so far. And having all of those ships flyable, like all of the variants and everything, is going to make things interesting in multiplayer. Once we've got a lot of people online, you're going to see a lot of different things happening in multiplayer now that all those variants are available. People, experimenting with different things. But yeah, it's a really cool patch. So definitely check it out if you've got the internet bandwidth and everything to download the patch. And yeah, so until next time, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.